Hello, Facebook and YouTube and internet.
Hello.
I just had a mental breakdown, like not 5 seconds before starting this stream, because fuck everything, I guess.
It
Apparently,
is stressful.
today was awful. Today was horribly stressful. It was just an awful, rotten, shitty day. So that's what we're working with today. That's today. Today sucked. I'm not gonna go. Okay, I'm not going to go into why, but let's just say everything decided to be stressful at the same time, and I'm sure everybody can relate to that. I don't think I need to go into more detail than that. Actually, that's a pretty relatable thing. So, all right. I set everything up on my phone. Why is it auto rotated? I had auto rotate turned off. Why? I did not require this. Okay. It's everything concurrently, guys. Okay. All right. Just and apparently I was sizing down the images too small. So that was a thing. I realized that when I went to view the last chapter we did. But okay, anyway.
All right, we're on chapter 10.
We are on chapter 10, 306, which is an Emily Autumn song. And look at this. Look at it's decided to be terrible at 125% too. So we're gonna unboldface all of this. Oh my god. I'm so angry at everything. I'm just gonna sit here and whine loudly. Like, I'm actually gonna put this back down. Why is this like 7-point font on WordPress in editing mode? Is that something that they find helpful? It's not something that I find helpful.
I do not find it helpful.
Just spoiler alert, I am extremely frustrated, guys. Like, I know I said that, but I need you to understand that I'm going to be taking out all of my frustrations on this shit. Authors.
Oh, it's readable.
Thank God. No, it's because I zoomed in again.
Oh.
We actually have up to 20-something chapters raw and unedited saved. Yeah, we have 40-something chapters, actually, if you want to, it's documents, if you want to look at that.
Whoa.
41 chapters. At the time, it was only 20-something chapters. However, one of us is starting school this week. That didn't last long.
How was it? Good? Yes.
And we've got our hands full with our kids. Updates will be slow. Updates will be slow. Yeah, the last time I published anything, it was chapter 18. Actually, let me navigate to that. Checking if the site is secure. Oh, updated May 10th. It is November 15th, and the last fucking time I updated this was May goddamn 10th. Let's see, updates will be... We are also in the process of polishing this up a bit and seeing if we can use it as inspo for a book we're writing together, since it goes way off the rails in terms of drama and characterization a little later on. A little later on. Okay. Anyway, please enjoy what we've got, or if you don't enjoy it, go read something else. Let's see. Chapter 10, 306. That's a song about this chick drowning herself, by the way. That's apropos! Greg had just spent some time with his dad, so they're in the hospital, and his dad has emphysema. Just recap that. Giving him a good-natured ribbing about how he should be staying healthy, not smoking so much constantly. Mood! They had bantered and joked a while before his dad had kicked him out, telling him to go home and take care of himself for a while. Hold on. I'm sorry, I had to. He paused.
Who's Greg again?
Huh?
Who's Greg?
One of Rebecca's exes.
Okay.
Okay, so there's Josh, who is the ex from summer camp, the guy that she's obsessed with and moves to California basically to follow. Okay. That would be like if I had decided to do I have any exes that don't live in? Oh yeah, I do. That would be like if I had moved to North Carolina for Evan, something like that.
Oh.
If I'd been like, well, or if she had moved to California for me, like that kind of level. Like if she had dropped her job and just flown to California on a whim to be near me, something like that. That is what Rebecca did with Josh. Now, Greg is Josh's best friend, who is like, you're a pretty girl who's ignoring me. Want to go out on a date? And then acted all bitter and angry when it turned out that she was not all that interested in him. And then they ended up having sex under some kind of circumstances. I think it was because things didn't work out with Josh. Might have been because Josh decided to stay true to his girlfriend that he didn't mention that he had when he was like, hey, we should go get drinks sometime to Rebecca. So kind of let her on. Anyway, somehow Rebecca and Greg ended up like sleeping together for like a week and a half straight. And then she developed a crush on him. And they were kind of off and on for a while. It was not healthy because he is very sardonic. Like, okay, so when you disapprove of my choices, you're honest about it, but you're honest in a very kind way. He was honest about it in a very sarcastic way.
Oh.
Like the whole I forget the exact phrasing, but oh, like how you're suddenly a vegan now, you know, that'll be a fun week. Or it wasn't exactly like that, or it wasn't that exact phrasing, but that was kind of the vibe. It was like, oh, well, you're suddenly making these changes. I don't expect them to last.
Oof.
Something like that, right? Anyway.
Right.
So that's Greg. There's a lot of people who ship Rebecca and Greg. There's a lot of people who ship Rebecca and Josh. If I had to choose between any of the three canon love interests, I would choose Nathaniel because he's the only one who goes out of his way to develop his character in order to become a better person, whether or not it makes him more compatible with her. He decides that after meeting her, he wants to become a better person. And obviously I can empathize with that. But the other two, like Josh kind of stays this head in the clouds man-child, and Greg kind of stays this bitter and angry jerk. He actually has a song called, it starts with, "Oh, you thought I would like something. There was your first mistake," while they're on a date together at her favorite place in the world.
Oh, jeez.
And then he breaks into song, and the song is called "I Hate Everything But You." It's the only song Loki likes in the show. So, that tells you something. Anyway, Greg paused as he was coming out of his father's room when he saw someone vaguely familiar coming out of a room next door. He nodded slightly at the other man. Trent? Let's see. Greg and Trent, would they have... They met once 2 years ago. Hold on. I mean, it had to work, but I'm gonna just put plot convenience in here because this was my idea. I'm pretty sure. I think Bex wrote Greg, possibly, but this was definitely my idea. So Trent turned instinctively at the sound of his name. He couldn't remember having met this man, but he knew Greg had been involved with Rebecca. "You must be Greg," he said warmly. "I've heard so much about you." He left out that what he had heard was via video audio surveillance. Like you do. He made a mental note to remove the bugs he had planted around the house sometime when Rebecca wasn't around. Yeah, spoiler alert, Sebastian actually ends up showing up and removing bugs. And it is every bit as awkward as that sounds. Let's see. He reached out to... Do we remember what Trent was doing last chapter?
Yes, he was committing some crimes.
He reached out to shake Greg's hand and then realized he was still wearing the gloves. He quickly removed them and tossed them in the bin.
Into the bin with ye.
Greg's eyes went to Trent's hand, extended for him to shake, and noticed the gloves. But that wasn't all that he noticed. His eyes furrowed a little, Seitaro disapproves. But he took Trent's hand with a small smile when he had removed the gloves. "Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you." He chose not to mention they actually had met about 3 years ago. Okay, 3.
3.
I'll just put 2 or 3. Yeah, that makes it even easier to recognize if it's 3 years ago. His eyes flitted to the room Trent had just come out of and back to him. "Visiting a friend?" he asked innocently. The use of the adverb innocently implies that he's not actually asking innocently.
Well, he did see something suspicious on the glove, right?
Or smelled. Okay, I'll leave it without commentary because you're right. "Somebody's friend, not mine," Trent replied cheerfully.
That's the least suspicious thing you could have possibly said. Good job.
Hold on.
Yes, good.
We're gonna have Trent in, so I'm gonna have the closest DOF character to Trent, and that's Tokiomi. "You? Visiting my dad." He slid his hands into his pockets. "Emphysema. He seems to be doing better today, though." This was awkward. This man gave off some weird vibes. Everybody comments on that, and I love it. I'm in the middle of a role play in a completely different verse where somebody, the POV character is like, "The vibes this guy gave off made his skin crawl." And Trent hasn't even done anything questionable in that verse.
He's just been Trent.
he's Sebastian's best friend, and Sebastian Corey solutioned somebody, so it's warranted-ish.
Mm.
But yeah, he's just really oblivious. So then, of course, the person that they're interacting with is Twygin, or I named her Signet for that.
Mhm.
She's a little off too. Gee, you don't say.
Mm.
He wasn't sure what to think. How's things with Rebecca? He asked curiously. As angry as she might still be with him, he still did care in that weird way of his. Trent shifted uncomfortably. We had an awkward date, he said. Best to keep things simple. I don't really want to think about it. No offense, but sometimes I seriously question her taste from before we got together. He shot a nasty look at the room he'd just departed. That's even extra unsuspicious. Good job.
Let's see. Averna. Oh. Let's see. I feel like Averna would be like, took you long enough to notice.
Here?
Yes.
Okay, Toki, to be fair, Tokiomi is Trent with a dumbass turned up to 11.
Mm.
Trent I kind of play as a mimetic dumbass because it's funny. Like, Damon was like, oh my god, Trent, I swear to god, if you do that again, I'm going to throw myself off that escalator. And Trent's like, oh, I wouldn't recommend it. It hurts a lot. I tried it. Like, he just takes everything Damon says at face value. Like, he can still be cunning. He can be manipulative. And actually, Lydia pointed this out, that he'll be very nice, and then, like, as soon as someone's gone, he'll be like, I didn't like them. And she's like, how much does he really understand, and how much is he pretending not to understand? Because it's like, he will smile at somebody while they're insulting him, but then when they leave, he'll be like, I didn't like them.
Obfuscation.
Obfuscation. Anyway, Greg chuckled. Oh, hiya, Verna.
And a service.
And a service. And ignored the slight barb, not really knowing for sure if it was aimed at him. Yeah, well, she doesn't always make the best choices, to be honest. Ha! No shit, Sherlock!
It's a kind way of putting it.
Let's see. I'm just going to put the you don't say react, and then I'll put your comment.
Mm.
I wish I could just, like, go all the way to the end in one go.
Mm.
And not have to keep going like, oh, scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, we're still scrolling. Oh, I hit Control End, but I'm still scrolling. By the way, one of the huge benefits of live streaming this is a couple weeks back, I could not, like, this wasn't working. It just completely froze.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go back and watch the last, like, 10 minutes of a stream to get the commentary back.
Mm.
This is very beneficial for me. Anyway, she seems happy now, though, so that's good. He was big enough to know when to bow out. Yeah, that's true. Rebecca wasn't his anymore. And he had no intention of getting in this hulking man's way. He looked at his watch and sighed. Big giant bottle of alkaline water. Let me turn this off and make sure that I've shared the thing to the people in the place. Because I should have, there's two people I should have shared this with. that person, and then am I friends with this other person? Okay. Okay, I'm not connected with that person on Facebook. That's okay. I can probably just go to Trent's profile and tag them. Because like I'm on Nathaniel's profile right now. I'm not gonna be tagging Bex in the like she was asking, has anybody seen these two movies? And suggested a plot that is it's been done before. Like I understand why she wants to do it. I understand why it would appeal to her to do it. But it's something that you don't need to watch the source material in order to write. So like I let her know a few other verses like where that's been done, like kind of as a way of saying, yeah, I'll write it. It's just I'm not gonna jump into this. I'm not gonna jump into this new fandom in order to write it, but I can write it and I will. But she also wanted someone to write Crimson Peaks with her, and I was like, again, I volunteered, and she's like, okay, well, let me know when you watch it. I'm like, I know this sounds really arrogant of me, but I don't actually need to watch something in order to know how to roleplay it. Like, I got a hell of a lot of criticism for my very first character sheets, which I know you were there for Serlena's initial disaster of a character sheet before we refined her into the awesomeness that she is today. Like, and that was on
She is so awesome today.
She is so awesome today. But that was like on a D&D forum. I never played D&D in my life, but I could have adapted. I ended up not adapting due to conflicts with the administrative team. And then I joined like a bunch of other forums. And like I was able to adapt to all these fandoms that I had never written in my life, like that I wasn't even familiar with, but I was able to write up a character sheet, look at the world building stuff, accept criticism, follow along, and be successful in writing those. But it also is like with her, it does not matter if you've actually seen the source. But I watched I sat through the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I sat through all 4 seasons of that. Let's see. What have I seen? What have I seen that is worse than that? No, Sex in the City was better. No, Friends was better. Haven't seen Big Bang Theory yet. Haven't seen Seinfeld. But point is it was bad. It was okay. So I think I've told you that it centers around a Satanist cult, and that I initially was not comfortable with that due to my religion. Yeah. It is so bad at portraying that it is hard to be offended as a Christian. Like,
wow, that takes some talent.
Oh my god, yeah. And the thing is it was adapted into a TV show by the author of the comics. From what I read on Tropes, the comics would actually be, for a sufficiently inclusive definition of tolerable. The TV show, of course, it is set in the same verse as Riverdale, which has had some pretty mixed reviews. Like, I have one friend who cringe watches it on purpose. Oh, My Immortal, before everybody knew it was a troll fic. No, that was better. Hogwarts Exposed was better.
Oh, yikes.
In terms of writing, plot, characterization, Deus Ex everything. Yeah, no, I do want to sport Hogwarts Exposed at some point, but I'm gonna end up probably doing that solo. But Anyway, so the reason that I watched it was to get a feel for the character she wanted me to write as, Faustus Blackwood, whom she wanted in a ship with her OC. Standard stuff. I blocked out so much of that show that Loki wrote a Warframe crossover where he referenced characters that I was like, oh yeah, they exist. Characters and plot points that I hadn't remembered because I sat there and he was paying less attention to it than I was.
Wow.
He remembered.
Wow.
He remembered more of it than I did. And
your brain just like resisted absorbing it.
Cannot copy files because no. So yeah, and despite all of that, I am still able to play a Faustus Blackwood that she likes, not because she wants canon Faustus. She wants generic tall, dark, evil British dude in a Faustus suit. She wants the gutless of Faustus. And that is how I know that I don't actually have to sit through anything that she wants me to read, watch, whatever. I could just like look up tropes, see which tropes apply, and then play the gutless of them. Probably not something I should be admitting on a stream that she may or may not be watching. But I don't care. I'm furious today because of unrelated things. Oh, but I know they're so cute, but I think they scare Lucius a little bit because their faces. Anyway, she seems happy now though, so that's good. Let's see. He looked at his watch. Okay, we already took a drink.
I like Greg's like survival instincts.
Yeah, that's fair. He seems to be the only character who has one. Like that. I know we just took like 20 minutes just fucking me babbling about the show that I absolutely hated and why I can like do anything without needing to sit through the thing. But yeah, just anyway, he looked at his watch and sighed. Well, it was good seeing you. Take care, he said. You too. I hope Marco makes a speedy recovery. Trent waved goodbye. Oh yeah, you know what else is unsuspicious?
You. Let's see.
Hold on.
Let's see. Let's see. Averna, learn some subtlety, man.
Guy across the room can tell Sebastian was threatening Rebecca. Trent manages to get a subtle threat to Josh. The dream team, y'all.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, those two should be in prison like 6 ways from Sunday.
Actually, wait. We're gonna do the one with the lyrics because I want people to know what the lyrics are. Fun fact, I actually... Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I actually was involved with somebody who was in prison. Anyway. R.I.P.
Yeah.
The P stands for pieces.
Yep.
Pretty sure he got shanked by his cellmate. So, Lydia, if you watch this, that part of Sin's backstory comes from mine. Yeah, Signet makes this comment, you should have some hot cocoa. It's nice and warm. Warmer than Sin's first husband. Maybe not, because the second circle of hell isn't one of the cold ones. And then she goes on a tangent about how that's Bible fan fiction anyway, and how blah 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 blah. Second circle is lust, which is it's not entirely accurate. I'm pretty sure there's a special level of hell for what he did. But I cannot be asked to look it up. I'm certainly not going to look it up on live stream because it shows how terrible judgment I had when I was 16. This one he didn't mind too much on his way out. Yeah, because he has a fucking survival instinct. On his way out, Trent stopped by the nurse's station to let them know he was leaving, and his friend seemed in distress and could use some more medication. Then he stopped.
How does he never... It's just completely implausible how well he gets away with everything.
It is. Let's see, hold on.
Sebastian doesn't even help. Sebastian makes it worse.
Hold on. Hold on. Where is that react? Where is that react? Sebastian has the LAPD in his pocket. Then he stopped by billing and administration and requested to anonymously cover the rest of Marco Serrano's medication and any other intervention he might need as a favor to Greg. At least he's philanthropic. He pays someone's hospital bills. Hold on.
I feel like you'd say the same thing about the Phantom Troop.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but when I think Phantom Troop, I'm thinking like the villain arc from Sailor Moon, but I'm pretty sure that's not what you're referring to.
No, Hunter x Hunter. They, group of bandits casually commit mass murder, but also love their hometown, which is a giant landfill that is completely unregulated because nobody wants to deal with it. So even people get thrown away there.
Okay. Greg headed down the hall, ducking into a room as he turned a corner. Trent was up to something. Something didn't feel right. He waited until he was sure Trent had left before heading back down the hallway. He paused a moment before he opened a door and entered the room. What he walked in on was not something he had expected. His eyes furrowed in worry. What was going on? Nathaniel didn't need drugs. He didn't want drugs. That's
Drugs?
bad, Nathaniel. Huh?
Drugs?
Drugs? But he kicked up such a fuss about it that the nurses ended up sedating him anyway. Oh God, he was well known for being the world's worst patient. The nurses also paid him no mind when he demanded the flowers be taken away. Okay, that's a poor Nathaniel right there.
Poor Nathaniel.
Poor Nathaniel. They're so pretty and they brighten up the room so nicely, the nurse cooed. You just relax and let us take care of you, hun. As Greg left the hospital, he pulled out his phone and sighed. Rebecca might know what's going on. He didn't know she would pick up, so he put it in his back pocket and got in his car and drove to her house. Rebecca felt better than she had since she'd gotten home and everything had fallen apart. Paula had cheered her up in such a short time, and she was so glad to have her for a friend. Oh, she's remembered that they're friends. That's wonderful.
Whoa! I'm so proud of her.
She was not expecting the knock that came on her door. She turned to look at Paula, who shrugged. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. Who would say this? She went to answer the door and was surprised to see Greg there. No,
Suddenly Greg.
You weren't expecting him. Huh?
Suddenly Greg.
Greg? What exactly was happening now? What are you doing here? Hold on. We haven't used this react in a while, so really I just wanted the excuse. It's the hunting elephants one. Hello, viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Greg walked into the room, saw Paula there, and paused. I need to talk to you about Trent, he said, his eyes flashing.
His eyes are flashing. What colors? Is this a seizure hazard?
Is this a seizure what?
Hazard.
Either way, we need the alternate Seitaro.
I'm kind of imagining like police lights flashing, but in his eyes.
Hey, Piffy, okay, never mind, I found it. Usually when someone's eyes are flashing, it means in anger.
Oh.
I have seen that in books before.
Huh.
His eyes flashed with anger, with fury, or something like that. So it is a thing people actually write.
Okay.
So,
I haven't really encountered it before.
just came from the hospital. Trent was just leaving Nathaniel's room. He paced and turned a bit, looking back at Rebecca and running his fingers through his hair. He did what? Oh, wait till you hear what he actually did. Rebecca's eyes all but bugged out of her head. I'm gonna do the alternate Sataro again.
Mm-hmm.
There is another, but I would have to look it up. It's in Hercules when Meg's like, "Do you think your nanny goat would go berserk?" And it's like his eyes pop out of his head. Are you sure? Positive. I'm sure Nathaniel is too by now. Hold on, I actually need to have someone else say that. Akuma say it. Just for that extra just flavor of pettiness. Nathaniel was a mess when I walked in, and Trent, as he was leaving, was wearing gloves that had something on them. He sighed and bit his lip. We have a new lip bite react, by the way. Someone actually biting their lip. Glugs, not drugs. Do you have any idea what is going on? No! Rebecca shook her head, then looked back at Paula and shook her head again. So I was like, no, I know what you're thinking. Okay, no! She exclaimed as panic and anger flooded her. What the hell was Greg? You said you knew what he was thinking. Pick one. That is very confusing. I would like to know what is going through her head.
Me too, actually. Oh, snap!
I could not resist. It was the lowest hanging fruit, and I had to.
I'm picturing in my mind like Akuma dabbing. Yeah. Yes.
Dabbing Akuma. Oh my god, Piffy, you actually have some pending sprites for the next
Oh,
episode.
right.
However, I might ask you to draw dabbing Akuma.
Okay.
Update her Facebook page with that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Nathaniel was indeed a mess. Poor Nathaniel. I'm just gonna give him a poor Nathaniel.
Poor Nathaniel.
Poor Nathaniel. I'm so glad we have that react. In his drugged up state, all he could do was stare up at the ceiling and try to process what had just happened. As are we all. Let's see. Hold on. No. I'm giving myself a Corey intensifies for that entire situation.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, Nathaniel ruined my day. What's the best way to get back at him? Oh, I know! Sexual assault!
Corey intensifies.
In fact, yeah. Greg had come in to see him. Nathaniel knew he looked like shit. Sweaty? Flushed? Ooh, double pun! His lips chapped and swollen from him trying to rub the memory of Trent and the taste of himself off. Oh, God.
Oof.
Oh, poor Nathaniel. Greg had asked him. Actually, hold on. Greg had asked him what was wrong, and he'd immediately turned his head the other way and thrown up on the floor. That about sums it up. Let's see. Who do I have who would say that? Who's like the most normal of my characters? Not Sin, she'd be into it. Obviously not Desmoda. Not Signet, she'd be into it. Obviously I can't use Nathaniel. I don't have a Nathaniel analog for DOF.
Ernest might say it.
Yeah, but Ernest is yours. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'll type it. The flowers on the table taunted him with their bright pinkness, looking innocent and cheery, but actually one of the deadliest plants. A perfect metaphor for Trent, or the character in the story who actually likes pink. But we'll get to that.
Reminds me of Marluxia. Although I suppose he looks ominous and pink.
I know I have a Marluxia, my body is ready react somewhere, but I don't feel like importing it right now. Why hadn't he stopped Trent? Why hadn't he stopped Trent the second he woke up and realized what was going on? For one, he'd been paralyzed with fear. Who knew how Trent would have reacted? Whether he would have found some way to murder Nathaniel if he said no.
Oh, I see Nathaniel also has a survival instinct. Poor Nathaniel!
We are getting so much mileage out of this.
Yep. Oh, phone, where are you and why are you beeping?
Oh, it's 10 minute. It's your 10-minute warning.
Oh, yeah.
But then why did he stop him when he had? He could accept a hand job, even a blow job, but a kiss was too much? Well, he was snowballing you, Nathaniel! He even started to kiss Trent back before realizing what he was doing and pulling away. So about that survival instinct.
Yes.
God, that man had some serious fucking issues. Literally!
Literally. Aim.
Shame. Why didn't he just resolve things with Rebecca if they were so in love? Pound all the bad feelings out. It was what Nathaniel would have done. It was what Nathaniel had done with her many times. This entire situation... Sorry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, transactions here were not rational. Like, obviously, but I feel it still bears saying. Are you going to put the bear that recites?
The bear who can. She doesn't get nearly enough screen time.
You're right.
So we need more bear who can. I know we've had the bear who cannot. We've only ever had the bear who can in commentary, so it's appropriate.
Hello, bear who can. Aww.
This entire situation was insane. The only reason he could... Huh?
Yep.
The only reason he could imagine for Trent to be here bitching at him about ruining their date would be if he tried to have sex with Rebecca, hadn't finished, and decided he wanted Nathaniel to join them. If something ridiculous like that. You know, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Right?
I'm gonna give myself a sin thine ass off for that.
Yes.
I do not plan to change that in the rewrite.
No, the dramatic irony is too powerful, but it's also kind of strange.
Piffy, is there anything about this fic that hasn't been strange?
No.
Asking for a me. But that was... No way in hell. For one, he knew that even if Rebecca liked the idea of two men, she would never share the man she was actually with. Wouldn't she, though? For another thing, she'd made it abundantly clear that she never wanted him, Nathaniel, to touch her again. That was in the previous chapters of this. So.
Yeah.
This was just another sick power trip. It sure is! Let's see.
I'll think about it.
I'm just like piling on the requests. Nathaniel finally had something concrete on Trent. He put him in the hospital, then raped him, cheating on his girlfriend in the process, but he couldn't tell anyone on pain of death. This is the most maddening situation he'd ever been in.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a way to approach it.
Although it was also kind of exciting in a certain light.
Oh, okay. God damn it.
Huh?
Oh, God damn it.
Akuma's giving me a Corey intensified.
Yes.
But yeah, like that was the catalyst for Nathaniel deciding he has feelings for Trent. Although like when I was plot talking with Bex, she was like, so I was like, okay, we can kind of redo some of the angst with Trent, Sebastian, and Rebecca in the last chapter that we have, because I feel like they should get like a happy ending, and this doesn't really serve the plot. And she's like, oh, good. Can we take out the Trent and Nathaniel stuff too? You mean the stuff that's already been published on fanfiction.net? Nope. But that was like less of a this doesn't serve the plot and more of a my characters aren't getting enough attention. Akuma noise!
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so I think this is a good part to leave off because there's a scene break here.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna turn my black roses red. Fuck. Red light this.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Time to greenlight go.
Yeah, thanks for joining and cheers.
Best luck.
Best luck. Thank you.
Right. Love you.